Welcome to World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Diana Skaya. On Thursday at 11 a.m. in Szczecin, a significant ceremony is going to take place at the headquarters of the multinational Northeast Corps Command, which TVP World will cover. Now, the event marks the ceremonial handover of command duties to General Dariusz Paryłak, who will succeed Lieutenant General Jurgen Joachim von Sandart. Poland's Minister of National Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, is said to be among the attendees. Now, as NATO's rapid reaction force on the eastern flank, the Corps plays a crucial role in overseeing ground troops in Poland, Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. And to tell us more about the ceremony and the Corps' mission, I'm joined by former Commander, Multinational Corps Northeast General Bogusław Samol. Good morning, General. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning on TV World.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, sir. So just before we really get into the entire ceremony, can you give us a little bit of background about the strength of its course, and of course, what does it represent in terms of NATO's defense strategy, particularly for the Baltic states and Poland? How does it operate exactly?
Allow me, please, to explain some words about the history of this headquarters, because the history is very important and fascinating. And in order to build this headquarters, after ending of the Cold War and collapsing of the Warsaw Pact, government of three countries, Germany, Poland, and Denmark, took the decision to establish headquarters in this region on the base of Jutland headquarters, which has been located in the Denmark territory at the time of the Cold War. What was the reason of the establishing of the headquarters? First of all, geographical and military reasons. The Corps was also to serve as a political symbol that would significantly accelerate in integration of the Polish armed forces, the multinational NATO structure. It was important from the Poland, because at the end of the 90s, Poland took the decision to join NATO structure. And of course, we needed to be supported by countries, other members of NATO. And it happened. And finally, the multinational Corps Northeast has been established on the treaty, which has been signed by Minister of Defense of Poland, Germany, and Denmark in 1998. And finally, headquarters, multinational Corps headquarters Northeast has been operating since 18 September 1999. Currently, Corps play a very important role in this Baltic region of NATO territory. Why? After establishing headquarters has been certificated in 2005, and of course he was dedicated to low headquarters combat readiness. But after war in Ukraine 2014, at the time of the NATO summit peak in Wales, our countries took the decision to reinforce these headquarters in order to prepare its structure to accelerate and, of course, to reinforce its power in order to protect the Baltic Sea region.
Sir, but what about today? So tell us a little bit now the significance of the command handover ceremony for the multinational Corps Northeast and its leadership. How is that going to look like today? Like, what is the biggest significance of this?
From my perspective, presence of the Minister of Defense in our headquarters at the time of today's ceremony is very important, because they accent the role of these headquarters is NATO force structure, because this headquarters plays very important role, element component in this territory. It means that this headquarters can lead huge joint operation in our area in order to stop potential aggression from Russian side.
What is some of the equipment that it has?
This is headquarters, but headquarters is prepared to lead operation, with at least 5 divisions and 20 of supporting units. But these units, I mean division and supporting units, should be dedicated by 3 countries: Poland, Germany, and Denmark, but another partnering state countries which are right now in the inside of the structure. I mean, with Poland, Germany, Denmark, Polish headquarters consists of 22 countries. It's very important role because some of these countries are trying to support our headquarters to build good cooperation, and especially in the area of cooperation, the planning time and conducting defending operation in our region.
Can you tell us a little bit of how this corps contributes to NATO's rapid response capabilities in northeastern Europe?
As I said, these headquarters play very important role. Deterrence, part of deterrence of NATO policy as well. And what about the structure? Of course, I mentioned about the 5 division can be subordinated under control of this headquarters. And of course, this division depends on the decision of the partnering states, and framework nation can be as a armored division, mechanized division with artillery regiments, brigades, and other troops supporting, which play very important role in the time of the conducting joint operation. I mean, combat operations in our region. And of course, its location, these headquarters, play very important role because distance from Szczecin to eastern part of the eastern border of NATO territory is short. It is mean that these headquarters can play very successfully rapid reaction actions.
Let me ask you this now. I mean, we're talking about, of course, all the advantages and the importance of it. But, General, tell us a little bit, what challenges does the new commander who is going to take over, so General Parilac, face as he's going to step into his new role?
General Parilac, Lieutenant General Parilac, is a very experienced officer, and of course, he's younger, my friend. Even today, I congratulated him his position. Of course, unfortunately, I cannot participate in the ceremony, although I was.
But what are some of the challenges that he's going to have to face?
What about the challenges? From my perspective, difficult to me to talk because I'm not right now on the track of the, how to say, to know knowledge about the future. I mean, operations. But challenges for him, because I remember my job and the time of my being there, is to synchronize effort countries, 3 countries, I mean, partnering state. What is the problem? First, currently NATO is on the rebuilding track of this military structure, especially armed forces in our countries. And this headquarters needs to have under its control at least 3-5 divisions, mechanized, as I mentioned, and of course with supporting units. And of course, our country should pay very attention because of this location in our territory, because this corps will be like avant-garde of the NATO troops at the time of the beginning of the expansion or aggression of Russia towards our territories.
General, now looking ahead for the future, how does this corps ensure its forces are going to remain prepared for emerging threats in Europe and beyond? I mean, particularly, you just mentioned Russia, particularly in a time when Russia is threatening to change its nuclear goals as well.
Many times I comment this issue, and of course information from Moscow about the potential using of the nuclear weapon. From my perspective, it's impossible right now. Russia is not not very important country in the global situation, because right now, we have compared time from the Warsaw Pact time and of course NATO. I mean Warsaw Cold War. In this time, only two countries, Russia and the United States, can use nuclear systems, weapons against our countries. Currently, China is next player, strategic player, a global player in this issue. And I remember when the president of China 2 years ago expressed his statement towards Russia and of course our country, that he can predict, he can see any nuclear explosion in the area of Asia and Europe. And if I consider the relationship between Russia and China, from my perspective, Russia is a little bit under control of the China government. And without agreement from China, Russia will never use weapons against our country. Although sometimes it's difficult to predict the steps of the Russian presidents.
Thank you so much, General Bogusław Samol, former commander of the Multinational Corps Northeast, for being with us here this morning on World Talks on TVP World. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And that's all for this edition of World Talks here on TVP World. Don't go away. Up next, more interviews. Stay tuned.